He has combined action, he shares something in common with common certainty too. He was in entertainment, so he had a professional career in entertainment, law, and politics from a very early age. He is an actor, a playwright, a film producer, and a musician of multiple theaters. He has an amazing artistic background too. Welcome, sir. Next, I would like to invite Senator Betty Lasky, the state senator from Nashua. Mr. Reddy, Satish Reddy, Mekla, can you please escort her to the dais? Next, I would like to invite Mr. Upendra Chibakula. Can Mr. Sridhar please escort him to the dais? He's a Democratic politician who currently serves as a commissioner to the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities. And prior to his nomination, Mr. Chibakula served in the New Jersey Assembly representing the 17th Legislative District, where he served as the chair of the Assembly Telecommunications and Utilities Committee. He also had the honor of serving as the vice chair of Homeland Security and State Preparedness, Commerce and Economic Development. So please welcome Mr. Upendra Chibakula. Next, I would like to invite Mrs. Lata Mangipuri. She is the state representative of Nashua. She makes us all proud, right? Let me hear it for Ms. Lata Mangipuri. She has been a resident of Nashua for 24 years. In 2013, she was elected to the New Hampshire State House in a highly contested election as a state representative from Ward 8 in Nashua. She is the first person of Asian Indian origin to be elected to this position of New Hampshire. Let me hear it from Mrs. Lata Mangipuri. Welcome, we're so proud of you. Now I would like to invite Mr. Sarat Marar, a film producer and also superstar. And can I please request Suresh Kavakula and Ram in the party to escort him on the stage, please. He is an Indian producer. He was born and raised in Hyderabad, and his father worked in radio and television. He is also into many films, reality shows, game shows, and he's Mr. Pawan Kalyan's best friend, as we all know too. So please welcome Mr. Sharat Marar. We're so happy to have you here today, sir. Don't you all want to be that spot? Mr. Pawan Kalyan's best friend. Now, let me please welcome Mr. Krishna Mangipuri. Can Mr. Welcome.
This is one of the oldest and the biggest Indo-American organizations in North America.
And now may we have Mr. Ramesh, ATA representative, and may I request Prakash Achanta to escort him on the dais. Mr. Ramesh, ATA. Okay. May I now request Ms. Manju Bhargava, NGTA representative, and can Subhashini please accompany her to the dais? Welcome, Ms. Manju Bhargava. Christine. And we now have Mr. Ramesh Garu, ATA representative. So can we please have him on the stage, please? ATA is American Telugu Association. Okay. May I now invite Ms. Bindu Madiraju, Tata representative, and Praveena, can you please escort her to the dais? Tata is Telangana American Telugu Association. Ms. Bindu Madiraju. Who's come? And from Thana, may I please invite Chandni? And Chanda Rajagiri can escort her to the dais, please. Chandni from Thana. May I now invite Sister Paula, President Riviera University. Yes! Wow. Welcome, sister. So glad to have you here. Thank you. Thank you, Sister Paula, for being a part of our event. May I now invite Mr. Madhu Dasri, the APTA chairman, and Mr. Chandra Raja to escort him to the dais, please. Mr. Madhu Dasri. May I now invite Ms. Jayashri Varagunti, IAGB President, and can Shankara Magapu please escort her to the dais? Ms. Jayashri Varagunti. Mr. Balaji Radhakrishna, IANH President. Mr. Pawan Uppu, can you please escort him to the dais? Mr. Balaji Radhakrishna. May I now invite Mr. Raghu Sankaramanchi, founder of the non-profit organization Sai Datta Peetham. Welcome, sir. Mr. Shrikant Manam, can you please escort him to the dais? He works for a great cause. Akshay Patram. Welcome, sir. May now invite Mr. Ramesh Gantiala from Napa. Mr. Srinivas Kaki, can you please escort him to the dais? Mr. Ramesh Gantiala.
May also invite Mr. Mohan Marivaravi from NATS. Venkat and Ram Dondapati, can you please escort him to the dais? May I please invite Mr. Prasad, IANH, to the dais, please. Mr. Prasad from IANH. Yeah. Now I would like to invite Mrs. Lata Mangipuri to say a few words.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a great privilege and honor. I'm so proud to welcome all of you, especially Pawan Kalyan garu. Thank you. Thank you. It's a great honor in many respects. I want to thank our mayor, Danches, and police department. 2 weeks ago, when I got a call, I've been in Nashua for over 25 years. This is my home. My children were born here. And it gives me distinct pleasure and honor to invite all the guests here on the stage and who have driven for hours. And I want to tell you that Nashua is a great place, a wonderful place to raise children, family, and a community to live in. And thank you for Nashua larger community to have welcomed us, embraced our family, and together we have loved. It went on. No, I got it. Okay. I would like to take a moment to address all the Indian community members here in the audience. I think this is the largest gathering of Indian community we have had in Nashua. First of many, thank you, Pawan Kalyan, for coming. And it gives me distinct pleasure to say this is the community I came from. And a moment when we can show the solidarity, diversity, and our energy to live harmoniously, peace, harmony, and friendship. And as immigrants, what we can bring to our host community and how we can support and raise our family in our host community with the core values of Indian values. We have, especially first-generation immigrants, we are very lucky to have had the best of both worlds. Being born and brought up in Mysore, both my husband and myself, we got our education, and we came with 2 suitcases. That's the story of every immigrant in this country, with 2 suitcases and education in our pocket. And education, education, education. Knowledge is our asset. And how do we honor or harness this human potential? And when I heard about Pawan Kalyan, the energy and the motivation and how he has energized the youth of India and how you're able to harness that energy is amazing. We come from a democratic society. The largest democracy in the world is India. We are in a democracy which is the oldest democracy in the world. And so we have a very common values, democratic values. Growing up in India, we grew up Hindu, Muslim, Christianity, Jewish. It didn't matter the faith. It didn't matter the sector. We all grew up together in a diversity and harnessing that diversity and celebrating together. And that's what I see today on the dais as well as all the people right there. And this is an opportunity for all of us, to show how we can come together and channel our energy in a constructive, productive way where we can harness the energy to build peace, harmony, and community together. And this is the beginning, and I thank you, Pawan Kalyan. And I have to thank a very special person who started this. It all started very New Hampshire way. Rajesh Kami Reddy came was it last month? Whatever. We had this simple conversation. And, you know, many of you from Nashua in New Hampshire know that I ran for office. You know, I now call you guys to come and campaign, canvass when it's election time. And I've very repeatedly said, I'm a representative not just for Indian community. It's for community that I have made a home. And it's important to think about it. Think about how we can contribute to not only to our own family, but also community around us. How do we share our core values, our positive core values? So we have done integrating Diwali into Great American Downtown Holiday Stroll, which is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. This is the second year. We had diyas and sharing our heritage. And I've done Shankranti, sharing, Yellu that we do in Karnataka as a trail mix at the State House to build friendship, harmony, and love as a community. So I'm doing my small pour as an Alil Seva or a squirrel building the bridge for Ramayatra, right? So our core value is Sahanubhuti, that is empathy, and tolerance are the main tenets of our upbringing. Tolerance and empathy. And cooperation between everyone. We have the Indian Prime Minister who declared the International Yoga Day in June. And in India, we have had Indian Prime Minister, women, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh. So that shows our democracy, young democracy, has shown diversity. And we can use that lesson that we have learned to share in our community here. So I'm trying to say a few Telugu words, but I'm not, What I ask of you, every single one of you, is go back to your community. Make a commitment to engage with the local organizations. It could be small, be it political, cultural, or community or social organization, such as local soup kitchens, local shelters, international organization like Rotary, and we do a lot with Indian associations, Indian Association of Greater Boston, Indian Association. We have Indian associations. That's little silos. Let's work together as the larger community. Have some conversations. Engage in bringing peace and harmony in your community, your city, town, nation, and in the world. That's how we build peace, one heart at a time, one day at a time. And I think we have a great opportunity and we have a great role models, the leaders on the dais here, and especially leaders like young leaders like with. And again, my heartfelt thank you to City of Nashua, State of New Hampshire, and everybody here that has supported me, and especially my family, my husband, and my children who back me up. That's where it all starts. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was so inspirational. May I now invite Nashua Mayor, Mr. Jim Donchas, to address the audience, please.
Hello. Well, it's my honor to be able to welcome Pawan Kalyan to Nashua. And to welcome all members of the Indian community, Latha and everyone, not only Krishna, not only here from Nashua, but from around New England and even the entire country. But the city of Nashua did issue a proclamation, which I want to read, honoring our guest, our honored guest. So I would like to read that to you and present it to Mr. Kalyan. So, considering that Pawan Kalyan has come a very long way in the Telugu film industry, Pawan Kalyan is an Indian actor, producer, director, screenwriter, writer, and politician, and is currently one of the most loved, and that's obvious, and revered superstars of Andhra and Telangana. And considering that Pawan Kalyan quickly understood that originality is the key to success, and since then he has carved a niche for himself. After he was launched in 1996, Kalyan was never hindered by the superstardom of his brother, nor did he use Shira's name to gain popularity. Power star Pawan Kalyan originality has made him what he is today, and considering that Pawan Kalyan cares about people and jumped into politics to benefit the people, he launched the Jana Sena Party and took an oath to serve the people. The respect for him rose in the eyes of the common man when he announced that he will not contest elections because he doesn't want power and only wants to be the voice of the public. And considering that Pawan Kalyan is the most down-to-earth superstar in Tollywood, believes in simple living and high thinking, and is respected by everyone. And considering that Pawan Kalyan started his career in the mid-90s, serving as a model with youth-oriented films, dazzling audiences with social messages. Pawan Kalyan has been inspiring the youth of Andhra to make the most of their lives now. I, Jim Donchas, Mayor of the City of Nashua of New Hampshire, do hereby recognize Pawan Kalyan on this 10th day of February 2017. We really are honored to have you here.
Thank you so much, Mayor John Donchas. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mayor Jim Donchas, for felicitating our superstar. Thank you. I have a small announcement to make. There's a red car, J99 FYK. It's blocking the street and they have to remove the car. So a red car, J99 FYK, whoever's car is that, please get to your car as soon as possible. So may I now invite, I know she's very popular here, right? Sister Paula to say a few words.
Good evening. Good evening. Namaste. Mr. Pawan Kalyan, Riviera University and the City of Nashua is honored to welcome you. We celebrate your love for democracy, your love for education, your love for youth, and we join with you in our mission to transform hearts and minds to serve the world. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, Sister Paula. May I now invite Honorable Paul William Oates, the former representative for New Hampshire, to say a few words, please. Welcome, sir.
Mr. Mayor, honorable state representatives and senators, distinguished visitors and guests, and special guest, power star, Mr. Pawan Kalyan. On behalf of the people of the United States, welcome to New Hampshire. And I also want to acknowledge my beautiful wife and partner, Pego, who has joined me here tonight. I am honored to address such a distinguished audience. I know that this is a special and historic gathering with guests assembled from around the world to celebrate democracy, the power of people, and the aspirations for social and political progress and justice in Andhra Pradesh. I'm very glad to have the opportunity to especially acknowledge friends Lata and Krishna Banjapudi, and also all my many friends in the Indian American community in Nashua for our mutual love and support. Now, in a state like New Hampshire, diversity of ethnicity is new to many people. And I know that some of my dear friends have found the current environment challenging. I want to say to you and all who love peace and justice in New Hampshire that New Hampshire is and will always be a tolerant and open society, and that we will never allow fear and bigotry to rule here in New Hampshire. The members of the Indian American community are woven into the very fabric of our great state, and we celebrate you and the contributions you make to life in New Hampshire. As a United States Congressman and now as a member of the United States National Council on the Arts, my experience in government has provided me with many examples of the power of government to make a positive difference in the lives of citizens. I hold as a cherished memory that as a congressman, we were invited to attend the very first state dinner that President Obama held when he was elected. And that state dinner was to honor the people and the democracy of the great country of India. That was an example of the high regard in which the people of this country hold the people of India. Today in the United States, and indeed around the world, we are facing a test. It's a test of democratic values, of tolerance, inclusivity, a free press, integrity in office, and compassion for those in need. We are faced with a rising tide around the world of we-first nationalism and regressive political thinking. Some in the United States fear we are headed for a constitutional crisis caused by disrespect for the separation of powers enshrined in our Constitution and the norms and values which have guided our republic since its founding. But as we have seen here on the streets of our cities and towns, and we are seeing in the enthusiastic support for the Jana Sena Party, it is the power of people. It is the power of people which, when awakened, is the power which governments must acknowledge and which governments must serve. In a government of the people, by the people, and for the people, as the great Abraham Lincoln said, in such a government, greed, misrule, and tyranny may flourish only so long. But history proves that those conditions will never achieve lasting power or influence so long as the people are vigilant, engaged, and empowered as citizens to stand up and speak out and make their voices heard in the streets and in the very corridors of power. As India's great Justice Khanna wrote in the conclusion of his book, The Making of India's Constitution, and I quote, "If the Indian Constitution is our heritage, bequeathed to us by our founding fathers, no less are we, the people of India, the trustees and custodians of the values which pulsate within its provisions. A constitution is not a parchment of paper. It is a way of life and has to be lived up to. Eternal vigilance is the price of liberty, and in the final analysis, its only keepers are the people. It is clear to us all that Power Star Mr. Pawan Kalyan understands. He understands that social and political progress is the right of all the people in a great democracy and not just the right of a privileged few. We have plenty of examples, both here in the United States and in India, of arrogant, ego-driven figures who promise everything to everyone and once elected to office show themselves to be more interested in their own power than in the lives of their people. As Pawan Kalyan and Janasena move forward, I am confident from everything I have seen, everything I have heard, everything I have studied, and from meeting Mr. Pawan Kalyan and having the opportunity to speak with him, that he understands that the fundamental values of social justice that form the basis for the party and the movement will be followed and advanced, whether in or out of a position of power and influence. For he honors the higher ground of the common good. All those who are privileged to serve may attain the love and trust of those they serve, and so are able to lead their people to peace, justice, and shared prosperity. That is the right of the people who vote in a democracy, and that is the obligation of those who would serve. So, my dear friends, on this historic gathering to celebrate our powerful starring guest, Mr. Pawan Kalyan, thank you for coming, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. May I now invite New Hampshire Senator Ms. Betty Lasky to say a few words, please. Welcome, madam.
Thank you. And good evening, everyone. It is my honor and privilege and pleasure on behalf of the New Hampshire legislature, which consists of 24 state senators, myself among them, and 400 state representatives, which Representative Latha Manjapudi represents. And it is our pleasure to welcome you all here to the great city of Nashua, and to welcome our esteemed guest, Mr. Pawan Kalyan. As I understand, not only is he a beloved star of screen in India, but he has now taken on, or beginning to take on, the political establishment in the state of India. I welcome that, and I'm sure he has already begun, as we've heard, to make his mark on the country's future. So again, it is also my pleasure to welcome so many of you who live in the Nashua area and who I have had the extreme pleasure to get to know, and to thank you for what you have brought to our community and how you have enriched it over the years that you have lived here. Many of you have become extremely active within the community, helping in your children's schools, helping in nonprofit agencies, and bringing the wonderful culture and great democracy that India offers to New Hampshire. For that, I thank you. And I want to say how grateful I am for the affection that you have shown me, for your willingness to take part in our democracy here in New Hampshire, where we like to say that politics is our state sport. And you've all come to welcome that and want to take a part in that arena. So again, thank you. Thank you for helping me get elected. And it is my honor again to welcome everyone here. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Lasky. May I now invite Mr. Upendra Chivakula, New Jersey ex-assemblyman and our current Public Utilities Commissioner, to say a few words, please. Mr. Chivakula. Welcome, sir.
Good evening. Thank you very much. I just came back from India yesterday, and I could not resist the opportunity to welcome Mr. Pawan Kalyan today in New Hampshire. Mayor, I think Mayor just left, and Senator and Representative. I used to be a state legislator in New Jersey, and I have come across a lot of people in the state of New Jersey, especially Telugu people. I want to tell you that how proud I am to be a Telugu Indian American. When you go around looking at the IT industry, the Telugu Americans have contributed tremendously, and I think you should be proud of yourselves. We, in America, we take great pride in the democratic values of freedom and liberty and justice, and those values are being tested recently. So we as an immigrant community have to come together. I'm so proud that Mr. Pawan Kalyan has brought all the immigrants together in this hall in Nashua, New Hampshire. I think he's starting off Janasena, which is People's Army. So you should become People's Army in the United States and fight for justice. Because United States is not just a nation, but it's a nation of nations. Immigrants from all over the world have to come to United States and make it their home. And so we have every right to live in the United States. We have contributed tremendously to the United States. As you can see, the representative here from India in New Hampshire, and myself in New Jersey, and we have many representatives around the United States. So I think it is an occasion for celebration welcoming Mr. Pawan Kalyan. Pawan means wind. So let's make use of the wind power. Let's propel forward and make our community a great success. Thank you. Also, I would like to take this opportunity to give this citation to Mr. Pawan Kalyan. I would like to invite him here. I mean, you know a lot about him. I just want to say that Mr. Pawan Kalyan, is hereby commended for his contribution as an actor, producer, politician, writer, director, more importantly, humanitarian. Congratulations.
May I now invite Ms. Lata Mangipuri to felicitate our Mr. Pawan Kalyan garu.
I have a little small token. Nikhil, are you here? We have a young, emerging, very motivated youngster, Nikhil Otkur, who has participated. And this is a little token of appreciation from,
Thank you so much, Nikhil. Thank you so much. May I now invite the famous film producer, Mr. Sarat Marar, to say a few words, please. Welcome, sir. Sugamano, sir. I know you're a Malayali too.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you, Nashua City, New Hampshire. What a wonderful welcome. And honestly, I did not even know that I would be called on stage and asked to also speak. So I wasn't really prepared to speak to an audience like this. But as I was sitting there, I was kind of reflecting. It's been 15 years with Pawan Kalyan. I started my journey with him when he stepped out to direct the film Johnny. And what a 15 years it has been. On one side, I could have an amazing journey in the film industry. On the other side, a more enriching journey with a wonderful human being. It all started with Johnny, I remember. I should tell the dignitaries on the dais and the audience here, and most of the audience know, it was Kalyan's first venture out into direction also. He did put a great effort. We all worked as a team, but the film did not do well. It didn't take off. They don't want to hear even that. They wouldn't accept it. But what I remember was at the end of the film, he wouldn't take a single rupee of remuneration through the making of the film. But at the end of the film, I was to go and give him his remuneration, which was probably $500,000. And he just pushed it back, and he said, give it back to the people who invested on my film, and I wouldn't take it. This actually left a very lasting impression on my mind, because I've heard, and we all hear a lot of people say that they are not really tempted by money, but to witness something like that, I think that left a lasting impression. A few years later, I remember we went for a film premiere. We got off the car, and there was a deafening response. The crowd went berserk. Everybody was cheering him, and I said, Kalyan, you rock. You're a star, man. You rock. He said, they're cheering for that image they see on the screen. And if I ever get carried away, the magic will be gone. I mean, that was another instance when I remember very clearly that he always has his feet on the ground. And then I have other amazing experiences, like we did a film, Gopala Gopala, where he agreed to do a guest role which just required 20 days of his time, and he played Lord Krishna. And I remember the day when the most important scene of the film, when they call it the Vishwarupam, that scene was to be filmed, where the lead actor of the film realizes that this person in front of him is actually Lord Krishna. And we had 160 people on the sets, and everything was set. Kalyan got off the van, he walked up to the set, and he said, I'm not shooting today, and he walked off. Venkatesh Garu, the other star, just hugged him and said, no, when he's not in his mood, let's not even... He just turned around and told me, Sharad, I'm not going to shoot today because I'm not God. I don't feel like God. I said... As a producer, I did my best to convince him to stay back because everybody was there, the entire crew, the director, and he says, no, I'm not God. I said, we know you're not God, but can we act? Can we do it? He said, you don't understand, let's call it off. And he asked me to jump into his vehicle. We drove off. We went off to his farmhouse. In half an hour, we were there. He got me a hot cup of coffee. I still couldn't recover the fact that we suddenly called off shoot. And then he explained to me that when you don't have any turbulence in your mind, when you're calm and when you're serene and when you're probably not even having a disturbed stomach to everything, your mind, body, and soul is aligned, then you are, or any one of us is God. And he says, today I'm not God. So, and the next day, he was there at the shoot, and I think he delivered one of his finest performances, and the film speaks for that. And so now, here I stand, and this is yet another experience for me in my journey with him. He's been our Gopala Gopala, he's been our Sardar Gabbar Singh, and he's now our Katamaraidu.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. May I now invite the Director of Strategy and Growth of Sankratri Foundation, Mr. Rajesh Kamireddy, to say a few words, please. Come on, yeah. I need some more, energy, applause.
Thank you, Nashua City, for our warm, rousing reception for Mr. Pawan Kalyan and all our stream. Give it up to Mr. Pawan Kalyan first. I'm not a Hindu. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a Muslim. Who I am an Indian. My heart and my chest swells with pride when I say I am an Indian. My friends, when I see from here, I see technologists, I see students, I see doctors, I see homemakers, I see politicians. Now tell me, what are the possibilities that we can have when the world's oldest democracy can meet with the world's youngest democracy and the largest democracy? That's what excites me. The time that I'm spending here, the moment that I come here to talk to you, what really excites me are the possibilities. The possibilities that the two of our cultures, the possibilities that us and you and all of us put together can do to the whole world, our communities, our culture. That's what excites me, and that's what makes my life purposeful. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you all to get that cake, and now I want to really say this up. I can't resist this. Join me in saying this. Jai Janasena. Jai Janasena. Come work with us. Jai Janasena. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So, first of all, I would like to thank you all for being a part of this beautiful celebration. And I have a few dreams in my life. One, I never thought of I'd be a movie star, so I was fortunate enough to do a couple of movies, Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, Kannada. Then I came to New York, and I never dared to dream that I would study in an Ivy League. So I did math and statistics in the Columbia University of New York. My third dream was to be a part of, I wanted to do something for India. As Ms. Mangipudi said, I wanted to be a part of something humanitarian, something political, to be an example to all the youth. And I would love to be a part, sir, Mr. Pawan Kalyan garu, I would love to be a part of Janasena. Even though now I'm a citizen of the United States, my heart is always with India. So I thank Mr. Venkat Sudha garu and TV9, Ujjwal garu, for giving me this opportunity to be here among all these great personalities. So, ఇప్పుడు ఎవరికి ఇస్తామండి మైక్? Are you sure? ఎవరికేనండి మైక్? Should I go to that end? Pawan Kalyan garu, please come on. I would love to take a picture with him because I've been a big fan. So, sir, one second. I'm a huge fan. So, thank you so much. So now it's all to the superstar.
అందరికీ నా హృదయపూర్వక నమస్కారం. I bow and pay my wholehearted respect to the divinity in each one of you. To the Honorable Mayor, Mr. Jim Donches, and Honorable Congressman Paul Holtz, and Senator Betty Lashley, and Sri Upendra Chivukula, and Sri Lata Manganpudi, and Sister Paula, and to the rest of the dignitaries, I bow to you all with my wholehearted respects from India and from the behalf of Indian people. When I heard Sri Lata Manganpudi talking about the Indian values, it reminded me of an incident of my mother when I was a kid, of around 9-year-old. I used to see my mother every evening. She used to switch on the lights, and she used to silently pray for a few seconds. After watching her a few times and few days, I asked my mother, Amma, which God are you praying? She said, Thomas Alva Edison. And she said, if Thomas Alva Edison wouldn't have invented the light bulb, this world would have been still in darkness. That's why I would like to thank him every day. This is the value an average Indian mother teaches to her kids. That's why no matter where Indians go, they take these values to the host country and they give best to the society which hosts them. So because of this, one of these I was reading a book about Mr. Nani Palkiwala. In 70s, he was the Indian ambassador who used to work in New York. So he said, each and every management whom he used to go and meet, they used to tell how Indians are so good and how well they contribute for the American society. And they were profusely, they used to thank him for the greatest human resources India has developed for the world and for the America. And for me, I was never interested in politics. For me, I was always interested the way how society functions, right from my childhood. Though I was not highly educated, I was a school dropout, but I had never stopped learning. Still, I'm a student, I keep learning, and still I keep studying. Right from my childhood, I never aspired to be an actor, and I never liked acting. Always I wanted to know how the society functions. So for me, the politics, being in politics is a natural progression to me. But from being in cinema, by an actor, it is very difficult for me to dance with heroines and to say some kind of dialogues. I feel very awkward to say that in reality. But you tell me to fight for the people, for the problems people face in real life, I feel very alive. I will feel good about it. I never had any, for me, I want the happiness of other men, my fellow men, my countrymen, people who are surrounded around me. I want their happiness first. For me, that is the value of India, where the deep-rooted value of India, the traditional value of India, the values of Vedas, that's what they teach us. But as time goes by, the values will be corroded, will get corrupted because of a few selfish individuals. Do we keep quiet? Do we have to, finally, without even saying a word, do we have to confine to our fears, or do we have to break the barriers of our fear and be courageous and confront whoever is corroding the society and whoever is dividing the society? For me, that kind of attitude, the prevailing attitude in our contemporary political situation, in our contemporary politicians, it created deep resentment in me. I kept quiet for so many years, right from my childhood. I know as a kid, always there was a great angst and pain in me. But after some time, after becoming an actor, I was successful, I was good, but I never felt the comfort in me. I could never feel the adoration and love you showered on me. I never felt good. For me, you give me so much of love, you give me so much of adoration. Mere doing influence, mere entertaining you was not satisfying me. So unless I come out and address the issues what people are facing, then only I felt some kind of relief. For me, the reason to establish Janasena, I said it is people's army. This army doesn't have guns, but it has the courageous hearts as the weapon. That's it. There's a saying in Telugu, it's called Dhairya Sahas Lakshmi. It means when you have the courage, everything follows. Even the wealth follows. Prosperity follows. But if you lose courage, you lose everything. That's why always I prefer to have courage than wealth. I'm okay to lose wealth. I'm okay to lose money. But I prefer to have courage in each and every cell of my body. And I want you that what do we Indians lack? When we talk about India, I feel great pride. I take humongous pride in being an Indian. That's the reason in all my films, I used to put some kind of the nationality, the nationalism as a part of my, instead of dancing with the girls and heroines, I prefer to do songs on nationalism because sometimes our freedom we had achieved, we take it for granted. But do we know how much blood and how much lives had been sacrificed for the freedom we are enjoying today? I want to remind to everyone at what cost we had the freedom and how we are enjoying it, by whose cost. But there are lives, millions of lives had been sacrificed for the future generations, and those were the leaders. We have to remind them and we have to be grateful to them. For that reason, I never lost the commitment and the madness to love my country. I had never lost it. That's the reason you used to see in the form of songs, especially in the beginning of the film, I used to do that kind of songs. Just to tell you, we should never lose the respect and the value and the commitment and the love for our nation and for our society and for our country. That's the reason I used to do. I want to tell you, cultural diversity. India is a unity in diversity. That's what we say. That's the main country slogan, unity in diversity. We feel geographically India feels as one, but still culturally we have to still integrate. Still the integration is yet to happen. When I established Janasena, the reason was not state separation. For me, forming one more state is not going to give me any difference in my life. But what I'm scared is, because of the complacent attitude of our contemporary politicians, when it is damaging the society, it gives me mad pain. For example, if you keep on an issue, if there is a small problem, if you delay it, it becomes a crisis. If the crisis cannot be handled, it becomes a disaster. The contemporary Indian political system or situation or people, they don't address the issue when it is at a problematic level. Unless it becomes a crisis, unless it becomes a disaster, they won't address it. I hated that attitude in our political class. For me, it's nice, it's a comfortable life to be as an actor. I make millions. And I make crores of money. I pay crores of taxes. But for me, it is very painful to see people in suffering. We say that development, we have a great development in our country. True, there's great development. But at the cost of whom? To whom it is reaching? It is reaching to only a particular people and particular classes. But then what about the rest of the people? Who's going to talk about them? Who's going to talk on their behalf? If I'm very comfortable, I have a lot of friends, I don't have to antagonize anyone. If I'm really keep my mouth shut, I would have enjoyed a lot of privileges. But in spite of that, I would like to walk out, I would like to go against wherever the injustice is happening. I would like to address that. I would like to stand by the people who are the victims. So for me, when I had seen the divisiveness in our country, Nani Palkiwala, who is my great role model, who worked as the ambassador of India in 70s America, ambassador for India. For me, he says, India is a collection of communities. There are Maharashtrians, there are Andhras, there are Telanganites, there are Tamils, Kashmiris, there are Hindi, non-Hindi, but there is no Indian. The Indian is missing in India. But for me, that is such a profound statement. And still the divisiveness is becoming a caste. We are a selection of castes. Vertically, we're dividing too many times. India's disease is divisiveness. Somewhere we have to stop the madness of this divisiveness. Somewhere we have to feel that we are one. We belong to one nation. Unless we feel as one, we act as one, we cannot attain the goals intended for the greatness of our nation. So Swami Sri Aurobindo says, India is the Godhead. India can be the leading light for rest of the nations of their spiritual strength. Unless we all become one as a nation, we can have our differences. That's what I keep telling my friends. I said we can speak different languages, we can have different value systems. But somewhere deep down, all of us should feel that we need each other to survive. Unless we don't feel the affinity, we don't feel the brotherhood, we can't contain ourselves as one single unit called India. The reason why I established Janasena, it's okay to the state to get separated. My anger on the political class and the contemporary politicians was, when the issue was around 30 years back, the result is the mistakes consistently done by the politicians of generations. I mean, say, like every 5 years, like the government changes, but the legacy continued of complacent attitude was continued. But the result, who we are paying it? The mistakes done by our elders, we'll be paying the mistakes. We'll be paying for their mistakes. And why should a mistake done by a yesteryear politician, why I have to face the problem? Why I have to face the brunt? That was my anger. And no one talks about it. Everyone is in a blaming business. A guy is like this, these Andhras are like that, this Telangana is like this. For me, the issue is not about Telangana or Andhra or some other region or sub-region. The issue is, if all the lawmakers, the political executives, if they would have done their job, if they would have addressed the issues at a problematic level, we wouldn't have gone towards the disastrous side. That's the reason I came into politics, to address this disease called divisiveness in India, because it is going to hurt the integrity of our nation. And today we feel everyone goes to Gandhiji. We talk great about Gandhiji. In reality, how much we are practicing the values which they taught us. We don't follow them. It's okay. We garland them. We bow to them. We respect to them. In reality, we never practice it. At the same time, Ambedkar, we like to say we need a casteless society. Everyone feels they show that we respect Ambedkar. In reality, they don't practice it. For me, I prefer to be a man of action than a man of words. Because empty words, it's not backed by actions, it doesn't reach anywhere. It is a mere empty rhetoric. Just now, my friend Sharat Maharaj saying that, she said something that I had given money back. The reason people who backed us, who are the stakeholders of our business, if we don't stand by them, who else is going to stand by? I don't want to be a selfish guy. Okay, I made my job, I did my job, I made some money, I'm going to go back home. But I can't sleep like that. I feel guilty. I want, as Sri Lata Manginipudi says, as you migrated to America, I want you, and this is what I believe in, we can't behave as an exclusive society. We have to somewhere bring our core values. We should confine, we should keep it with us. At the same time, we have to integrate with the host society. And we should integrate, and also we should participate. If we don't participate, what happens is, it creates some kind of animosity. And always these guys work and they take away and they're not becoming a part, they're not contributing anything. That creates some kind of animosity. That's the reason all of us, somehow we should participate in the host country wherever we are, either it could be US or it could be any other country or Europe, somewhere we have to contribute back. Unless we don't contribute back, it is going to create some kind of a situation of animosity which is not good for anyone. And I'm sorry, I'm not prepared. I'm just saying, I'm talking to you. And for me, when I established Janasena, my pain is only one. One thing is, I used to go to, Mr. Chiranjeevi Garu, who was my brother, and before that, before establishing Janasena, I started a NGO organization called the Common Men Protection Force. It's called CPF. Why I did that was, there is so much injustice, so much of injustice. I could see everywhere I go, this mad injustice. Though I was acting, I used to see pain. I used to see pain all over. Even if I shoot somewhere, someone or the other, they come to me, they come for my help, or sometimes incidents do happen like this, where they put their sick child on my lap and tell them, Anna, can you do something for this? My child is sick, we don't know where to go. And they are very poor people. They can't afford any kind of good medication, good medical facilities. But I see there one side, India, my pain is, at a personal level, I can help few people, 2 or 3. I can go on, okay, I can spend my entire money. But that's not going to solve the nation's problems. For me, politics is a holy job. Everyone says politics is a dirty job. For me, politics is a very holy job. Always the Constitution of America, the Constitution of India, they're the most noble things. They're the most noble works. With a noble intent, it was written. It is not the Constitution failed, it is the people to keep up the Constitution, they failed. It is not the Constitution, it is not the fault of the Constitution. For me, I felt this way. When each one of us, if we don't contribute in our own nice way, manner, whatever way, whichever way, for me, I thought, being an actor, what can I do? It's easy to say, in 2.5 hours, I can talk a lot. I can fight with the bad guys, I can solve the issues, I can go back home, and I can sleep. It's a comfortable thing for me. But I question myself, to come into real life and face the real issues is a real challenge. The only way I realized is come into politics. Politics didn't come to me after I became an actor. Ever since I was a kid, I never knew it was called politics, but always I thought, how could we address the problem? For every issue I used to face, I used to go to the core. Where is the root cause? What exactly is the root cause? For me, always I used to touch the root cause. For me, the answer used to lie in politics. Unless the political body, the decision-making body, unless they address it, it trickles down and only it can transform the society. The Indian society, we say, Yatha Raja and Tata Praja. As the ruler, so the people. We take the attitude of our rulers people take the attitude of our rulers. Imagine when we were fighting for our freedom from British, there used to be a galaxy of politicians, galaxy of leaders who used to inspire us. They were selfless, they were brave, and they used to go to any extreme for the love of our nation. But after 30, 40 years, today, every politician, at least most of them, not that I'm not denying that, people are not there, they are there, but the percentage has become minimal. They have become a minority. So look at them. Everyone has become a self-serving. Max is, they used to go to the party. They used to work for their party. Their interest is to promote their party, not the interest of the people. So what is the damage it is doing? Imagine today, we have such a fantastic growth, economic growth. India is growing irrespective of all the failures, irrespective of all the complacent attitude of politicians and politics. But still, the country is growing. It is because the individuals are damn good in our country. The individuals are powerful. The individuals are courageous. The individuals have the integrity. But where we fail as a nation, because we remain as a collection of individuals, not as one Indian. That's the problem. That's what we have to address. And I request you, see politics. I want you to come out of your comfort zones. That does not mean you have to come out onto the roads and you have to do a protest. No, not necessarily to be that. Even sitting in your drawing room, sharing one good thought with your friend of yours, with your family members. And I want you to talk about India is getting crippled by divisiveness. For me, India is one. People say that I belong to one caste, people say that I belong to one region, people say I belong to one religion. For me, either a Hindu or a Muslim or a Christian or a Sikh, anyone, they feel the same to me because we're filled with the same blood, same human anatomy. For me, America is the greatest inspiration. The American founding fathers of America, they're the greatest inspiration for me. Abraham Lincoln or George Washington. For me, I'm a mad lover of Henry David Thoreau. Because for me, the big thing was I used to experiment what he said in Walden Pond, completely cutting off and living in the most frugal means. I used to do that especially after the film Johnny. For 1 year, it disappeared. And I was trying to live like Henry David Thoreau, but I felt it was quite expensive for me because I have to sit in my farm, not doing any business or not working, and it costed me ₹1 crore to live like Henry David Thoreau. But what I feel is we have to be practical. How much we can do. I don't want to impose, even in every press interview I say, I'm quite idealistic for myself. And also I accept my own imperfections. And I want the same thing to be applied to each one of you. That is not Pawanism. There is no such thing as Pawanism. Because I tell you, my friends, my brothers, my sisters, I tell you, I love you. I madly love you. Because we have enough isms. Isms are destroying the country, destroying the nations. We do have enough. We need just one ism, is called humanism. We need just one humanism. For me, I'm worried about, imagine India as one community, then a collection of a Telugu, collection of Tamils or Maharashtrians. If India behaves as one community, as one nation, even in America, it is going to do a great benefit for the Indians as expatriates and also for the host country, America. In that way, both will get benefited. Unless we divide ourselves, it is only we are showing our weakness and nothing else. And I want you to look at politics. I want you to establish, I want you to do good for this nation called America. And I want you to, how much ever you contribute back to the country we came from, in your own way. Maybe it could be a kind word. At least a healing word is enough. One healing word makes all the difference. And I want you to heal the country which is being divided consistently. The verticals are increasing every day. It could be a caste, it could be a different caste within Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. We call it as the Kaupu or Nankam, Reddy. This is all, what happens? I want you to go beyond this caste. When we come back to, when we go to America, we can't see the difference. I don't understand this caste. Unless we feel as one, we go beyond this caste. I'm telling you, it is very humiliating and demeaning for me to tell my kids that you are a caste. I hate that attitude. And where is this? How can you differentiate? You tell me today, a man who doesn't know anything about me, if they tell me, what this man's caste? What is how could you make out unless someone says it? It is just a feeling. Caste is just a feeling. Nothing is going to change. Caste is going to, for me, the other day they were telling me that you have a caste feeling. I said, I don't even have a family feeling. Forget about caste. For me, I'm Indian. The reason is I want the best for our country, for our people, and for our communities. That's the reason. For me, I don't get into that kind of low-level thinking called caste. If someone does it, I can understand. I don't find fault with them. But only I request them, I want you to grow beyond that. I want you to go above that. When I needed money, simply, for example, for me, I'll give you an example. If you go to a cinema, as long as the cinema is entertaining you, you don't see who is performing there. Whether you belong to your family, it could be a caste, it could be a region, religion, doesn't make it's irrelevant. But when you're able to enjoy who is performing there, the performance or the outcome of the film, there is a need for you to think of who this man is. Suddenly, why would we get that extra edge? There is no need for it. I want you to go beyond this. Because this is what is going to divide. Unless we correct our thought process, unless we correct ourselves, we will be always weak as a nation. Because unless I want the state of Telangana and the state of Andhra Pradesh should be the shining examples for the entire India. And we have the ability, my friends. We have the strength. I want to say, I believe in this. Adversity reveals true character. We have great adverse conditions, and we should take them as challenges. We have to confront them. We have to show our strength. And that's why I request you all to be the shining light, to be the leading examples for the entire country, to show the solidarity of Indianness, than being a divisive, showing a divisive attitude in form of a caste, in form of a religion, in form of a region. I want you to be collectively as one India and one India and one India. For me, the words of Kennedy, ask not what country has done to you, ask what can you do for your country. For me, those simple words, the most powerful words, shape my thinking. And Martin Luther King Jr., who led the civil rights movement, is a great inspiration for me. Always, every day, I read their lines, I read their books. And I want you to understand the culture. Wherever you're staying in US, I want you to know the founding fathers or the people who fought for civil rights, and I want to know the hardships. Unless we know the hardships of our founding fathers, we don't know the value of our freedom, what we are achieving today, what we are enjoying today. I want you to know that. In that way, we can never trivialize, we can never go into the narrow-minded thinking called divisiveness. I want you to really, if I ask the young friends of mine, my brothers and sisters, This is what I can tell you. I want you to go back and read about each and every individual who fought to have a good society around them. Read their biographies. They really help you and they really shape your thinking. And I want, through Janasena, what I would like to do for me is to empower women. And India really suffers when it comes to the women. The basic personal hygiene for a growing girl is missing in our country. And there's so many issues when it comes to education. There are no good, everyone says, even Sri Lata Manginpuri, we were having a conversation today morning, and we say we have a great demographic dividend. We're talking about between the 19 to the 28, the age is, we have great people, great percentage of youth is there. But unless we channelize them as a powerful and potent energy, which we could channelize for the betterment of our society, it is going to be a devastating situation than a dividend. That's what we have to understand. That's the reason I want you to guide people around you. First, I want you to educate yourself. Education is not about degrees. Education is not about scientific achievements. It is also about human angle to it. Unless we feel what is the right humanness is missing in our country. Educate yourself in humanity, which is very essential for anything to survive. That's all I would like to say. And my last words would be, thank you for the mayor, for the recognition you had given me, and also Sri Upendra Chivukula. Thank you, sir. Thank you for what you had given me, the recognition. And to Sri Paul Holtz, we had a great conversation. I was conversing with him. I had lunch with him. And your inspiration is contagious, sir. You're inspiring me. And it's very contagious. And I request you one day, I want you to come to India and please guide us how to look at the society, and Indian society needs your guidance. And from the behalf of Janasena, I would like to welcome you to India, and please guide us, give us your experience and wisdom to make a better society. Thank you. Sir, I would like to take your permission. I would like to speak to them in my mother tongue. తెలుగులో మాట్లాడతాను తీయదనం వేరు కదా. అంటే ఒక సమస్య కాదు. అంటే ముందుగా తెలుగులో నేను చెప్పదలుచుకుంది ఏంటంటే, ఇందాక మీ అందరినీ చూశాను. ప్రతి ఒక్కరిని నాకు దగ్గరికి వచ్చి మిమ్మల్ని కౌగులించుకొని నాకు థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్పాలని ప్రతి షేక్ నుంచి ప్రతి ఒక్కరికి నాకు చెప్పుకోవాలని దయచేసి మీరు, నాకు అది మనసులో ఉంది. అది ఎంతవరకు సాధ్యపడుతుందో నాకు తెలియదు, కానీ బట్ నా మనసులో ఉంది. దయచేసి మేము ప్రతి ఒక్కరికి పేరు పేరున నాకు మనస్ఫూర్తిగా మీ అందరికీ నా కృతజ్ఞతలు తెలియజేసుకున్నాను. ఇది ఎందుకు ఇస్తున్నాడు, ఇందాక కారులో వస్తున్నప్పుడు ఎవరో నాకు మీరే నచ్చింది ఓకే మీ ఒకళ్ళు ఇచ్చింది నాకు చాలా ప్రేమ అనిపించింది. నేను ఎందుకు దీన్ని పట్టుకుంటానంటే, ఇది ఒక సామాన్యుడి సింబల్. ఇది గబ్బర్ సింగ్ సింబల్ కాదు, ఒక శ్రామికుడి సింబల్. ఇది ఒక కష్టపడేవాడి సింబల్. ఇది దీనికి మతం లేదు, కులం లేదు, ప్రాంతం లేదు, అందరూ వేసుకుంటారు. ఇది భారతదేశం అంతా. ఇది భారతీయుడి సింబల్. ఇది భారతీయతకి గుర్తు, సామాన్యుడికి గుర్తు, కష్టపడేవాడికి గుర్తు. ఇది అందుకనే నేను దీన్ని ఏదో నాకు ఇష్టపడి వేసుకుంటాను, కానీ సినిమా కోసం, ఒక ట్రెండ్ కోసం వేసుకుని, ఫ్యాషన్ కోసం వేసుకుని, నాకు నిజంగా ఇష్టం ఇదంతా. అందుకే కాటం రాయుడులో గ్రీన్ వేసుకున్నాను అంతే, ఎందుకంటే రైతు కాబట్టి. నేను మీకు నాకు రాజకీయాలు కావాలి, ఎందుకు వద్దు? రాజకీయాలు వద్దనుకోండి, ఇంత రిస్క్ ఎందుకు తీసుకుంటాం? సుఖంగా ఇంట్లోనే కూర్చుంటాం కదా, హాలీవుడ్ స్టూడియోలు తిరుగుతూ ఉంటాం కదా, థీమ్ పార్క్స్ తిరుగుతాం కదా, ఇక్కడ వచ్చి ఇంత రిస్కులు చేయడం దేనికి? అంటే మీకు తెలుసో లేదో, రాజకీయాలకు నేను వచ్చినప్పుడు, సిపిఎఫ్ లాంటివి పెట్టినప్పుడు నన్ను ఎంతమంది ఎన్ని రకాలుగా భయపెట్టారంటే, నేను చంపేస్తారు. నిజంగా అలాగే ఉండే లెటర్స్ వచ్చాయి. అంటే నన్ను తిడతా లెటర్స్ వచ్చాయి, బూతులు తిడతా లెటర్స్ వచ్చాయి. ఏంట్రా నువ్వేమనుకుంటున్నావు అని. అరే వీటన్నిటికీ భయపడతామండి, నేను భయపడితే ఇక్కడ దాకా వస్తాం. అంటే నాకు జాగ్రత్త ఉంది కానీ భయం లేదు, అస్సలు భయం లేదు. జాగ్రత్త ఉంది, ఆచితూచి మాట్లాడతాను, ఒకటికి 10 సార్లు ఆలోచిస్తాను. కానీ ఒక నిర్ణయం తీసుకున్నప్పుడు అది ఎలాంటి పరిస్థితులు ఎదురైనా సరే నేను ఖచ్చితంగా మాట్లాడతాను. కాకపోతే రోజు చావడం కంటే ఒకరోజు చావడం మంచిది కదా అనుకుంటాను. అందుకే నాకు భయం లేదు. మీరు నన్ను సినిమాల్లో డైలాగులు చెప్పమంటారు, నాకు సినిమాల్లో చెప్పడం ఇస్తుంది తప్ప నిజ జీవితంలో నాకు చెప్పడం ఇస్తుంది. దాన్ని మీరు దయచేసి అది గుర్తించవలసిందిగా నేను కోరుకుంటున్నాను. మీకు ఏదైనా సరే నిజ జీవితంలో నేను సినిమాని గౌరవిస్తాను, కానీ లేదు కుదిరినంత వరకు. అంటే నేను యాక్చువల్గా సినిమాలు ఆపడం నేను చెప్తున్నాను. ఇంకా నేను వచ్చింది సినిమాలు ఒక 7 సినిమాలు చేసి రిటైర్ అయిపోదాం అనుకున్నాను. అంటే జానీ గాని సక్సెస్ అయి ఉంటే మేము సినిమాలు వదిలేసేవాడినేమో, కానీ దానికి రీజన్ ఏంటంటే, నాకు నిజ జీవితంలో ఉన్న సమస్యలు సినిమాల్లో కానీ నాకు పర్సనల్గా నాకు సంతోషం ఉండేది కదా. అందువల్ల నాకు విరక్తికి వైరాగ్యంతో ఉండేవాడిని సినిమాలు చేస్తున్నా కానీ. అందుకని నాకు సినిమాలు అనేది నాకు ఎప్పుడు ఒక ఆనందం ఇవ్వలేదు. కానీ సినిమాల ద్వారా ప్రజా సమస్యల్ని ముందుకు అంటే సినిమాల ద్వారా వచ్చిన ఇమేజ్ని నేను ప్రజల సమస్యలకు వాడటానికి నాకు నిజంగా ఆనందం కలిగింది. అందువరకు నాకు సినిమాలు అంటే చాలా గౌరవం. దానికోసం కుదిరినంత వరకు సినిమాలు చేస్తాను, నాకు ఓపిక ఉన్నంత వరకు సినిమాలు చేస్తాను. కాకపోతే ఒకసారి బాధ్యతలు ఎక్కువైపోయినప్పుడు మటుకు కొంతకాలం సినిమాలు దూరంగా ఉండాల్సి వస్తే, అంతేగా నాకు సినిమాలు అంటే అయిష్టం అయితే లేదు. ఈ సినిమా అంటే చాలా ఇష్టం ఉంది, నాకు సినిమా అంటే చాలా ప్రేమ ఉంది. దానివల్ల నాకు డబ్బు కూడా వస్తుంది. అంటే నేను ఎందుకు పాలిటిక్స్ చేయగలను అంటే, నాకు డబ్బుల మీద నాకు డబ్బులు అవసరం ఉంది, కానీ డబ్బుల మీద మమకారం లేదబ్బా నాకు. సో డబ్బులే సంపాదించాలి అంటే చాలా పనులు ఉన్నాయి. కాకపోతే భగవంతుడు నాకు ఇచ్చింది సినిమా కాబట్టి సినిమాని ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తాను, ఇంకోటి చేస్తాను, డబ్బులు సంపాదిస్తాను. కానీ నాకు చాలామంది రకరకాలుగా నీకు డొనేషన్స్ ఇస్తాం, అవి ఇస్తామంటే నేను ఎందుకు దాన్ని ముందుకు తీసుకెళ్ళాలంటే నాకు చాలా బాధ్యత. మీరు ఎంతో నమ్మకంతో నాకు ఇస్తారు, ఎంతో నమ్మకంతో నాకు ఎవరైనా ఇచ్చినప్పుడు అది ఇంటెండెడ్ పర్పస్, అది ఏ లక్ష్యం అంటే ఏ అవసరార్థం ఇచ్చారో, దేనికోసం ఇచ్చారో దానికి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు అది నాకు చాలా బాధ కలిగిస్తే ఆ పాపం నేను చేయలేను, నిద్ర పట్టలేదు నాకు. అందుకని నేను డబ్బులు తీసుకుంటా చాలాసార్లు ఆలోచిస్తాను. అందుకని సాధ్యమైనంత వరకు నేను నా సొంత డబ్బులే పెట్టుకొని చేస్తాను. అది ఇప్పుడు దాకా చేస్తాను, రాజకీయాలు అప్పుడులా చేస్తాను. కానీ ఎప్పుడన్నా పొలిటికల్ ప్రాసెస్లో డబ్బులు అవసరం అవుతాయి, కానీ దాన్ని ట్రాన్స్పరెన్సీ ఉన్న రోజునే, పారదర్శకత ఉన్న రోజునే నేను దాన్ని అందరికీ తెలియాలి. ఒక రూపాయి నా దగ్గరికి వచ్చినప్పుడు ఆ రూపాయి ఎలా వెళ్తుందో తెలియాలి, తప్ప ఎక్కడ ఖర్చు అవుతుందో తెలియాలి. కానీ అది తీసుకెళ్ళి వ్యక్తిగతంగా ఎవరు వాడుకున్నా కానీ దాన్ని కఠినంగా చూడాల్సి వస్తుంది, అది ఇంక్లూడింగ్ నాతో సహా. అందుకని అలాంటి సిస్టమ్స్ ఎదురైన రోజునే నేను దాన్ని ముందుకు తీసుకెళ్తాను. అలా ఇందాక రైతుల గురించి మాట్లాడుతూ అన్నారు. నేను స్పెషల్ స్టేటస్ గురించి, స్పెషల్ కేటగిరీ స్టేటస్ గురించి, ఇవన్నీ నా బాధ, కోపం, అసహనం ఏంటంటే రాజకీయ నాయకులు ది ప్రాబ్లం అండ్ ఐ వాంట్ టెల్ యూ, ఎలక్షన్స్కి వచ్చినప్పుడేమో చాలా సింపుల్ లాంగ్వేజ్. అది నేను చెప్పింది, వాళ్ళు చెప్పింది కదా. రాజకీయాల్లోకి వచ్చినప్పుడు మా పార్టీకి మీరు ఓటేయండి అనుకున్నప్పుడు చాలా సింపుల్ భాష ఉంటుంది, మాకు అన్ని అర్థమయ్యే భాష. మీకు ఇస్తాం, మీకేమో మీ ఊరికి అవి తెస్తాం, మీకు మీ ఏరియాకి ఇది తెస్తాం, మీ ఏరియాకి రైల్వే లైన్ తెస్తాం, మీ ఏరియాకి ఉద్యోగాలు వస్తాయంటారు. మళ్ళీ ఎలక్షన్స్కి వచ్చేసి గెలిచాక మీరు అడగండి, మొత్తం డేటా అండ్ స్టాటిస్టిక్స్ సహా చెప్తారు. నాకు అర్థం కాదు అది. మేము ఓట్లు అడిగినప్పుడేమో మాకు చాలా అర్థమయ్యే భాషలో చెప్పారు కదా. మరి మా సమస్యలు మీరు మా ఏ ఇష్యూస్ అయితే సాల్వ్ చేస్తున్నారు వాటి గురించి అడిగేటప్పుడు మాకు ఎందుకంటే ఈ డేటాను స్టాటిస్టిక్స్ నాకు అడగాలనిపిస్తుంది. చిరాకు. మీరు ఒకటే పెట్టుకోండి, ఓట్లకి చాలా సింపుల్ భాషలో వచ్చేవాళ్ళు డేటా అండ్ స్టాటిస్టిక్స్ ఇస్తున్నారంటే వాళ్ళు అబద్ధాలు చెప్తున్నారు అంతే, దానికి వేరే తిరుగులేదు. దానికి నేను అధికారం అనేది అంతిమ లక్ష్యం కాదు, ప్రజా సమస్యల పరిష్కారమే అంతిమ లక్ష్యం అవ్వాలి తప్ప అది అధికారంలో ఉండొచ్చు, ఉండకపోవచ్చు. కానీ ఒక పొలిటికల్ పార్టీని ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేసినప్పుడు అది నేను సాధించేది ఏమనుకుంటానంటే వీ హ్యావ్ టు అడ్రస్ ద ఇష్యూస్. సమస్యల్ని ఎట్లా పరిష్కరించాలి. అన్నిసార్లు అధికారంలో కూర్చునే పనులు అవ్వవు, నేను అది నమ్మను ఎప్పుడు. నీకు ఒక బలమైన భావజాలం ఉండాలి. ఎందుకు నువ్వు ఈ పని చేస్తున్నావు, నువ్వు ఎందుకు రాజకీయాల్లోకి ఉన్నావు, నువ్వు దేనికోసం నిలబడగలవు, దేనికోసం నిలబడలేవు. ఈ భావజాలం నీలో లేనప్పుడు నువ్వు రాజకీయాల్లోకి ఉండటం అనవసరం. అందుకని నేను ఒక అందరికీ నేను సినిమాల నుంచి వచ్చాను, పాలిటిక్స్కి వచ్చాను అనుకుంటా. బట్ యాక్చువల్లీ నేను ఒక 20 సంవత్సరాలు నేను ట్రైన్ చేసుకున్నాను. అసలు ముందు నేను నిలబడగలనా, నేను కష్టాలు తట్టుకోగలనా, నాకు డబ్బులు లేకపోతే నేను ఉండగలనా, తట్టుకోగలనా, ఇవన్నీ నేను టెస్ట్ చేసుకున్న తర్వాతే, పరీక్షలు పెట్టుకున్న తర్వాతే నాకు నేను పర్మిషన్ ఇచ్చుకున్నాను. నువ్వు వెళ్ళొచ్చు రాజకీయాల్లోకి, దెబ్బలు తిన్నా కానీ నిలబడతావు అన్న నమ్మకం నా మీద నాకు వచ్చాక నేను రాజకీయాల్లోకి వచ్చాను. జనసేన అంతిమ లక్ష్యం అధికారం కాదు, జనసేన అంతిమ లక్ష్యం ప్రజాశ్రేయస్సు. కానీ జనసేన అంతిమ లక్ష్యం అధికారం కాదు, జరిగితే జరుగుతుంది, జరగకపోతే జరుగుతుంది దానికి ఇంట్రెస్ట్. నా అంతిమ లక్ష్యం అధికారం. అలాగే నేను మీ నుంచి కాంట్రిబ్యూషన్ కోరుకునేది జనసేనకి మీ ఆలోచన కావాలి. నాకు మీలో నుంచి బలమైన నాయకత్వం కావాలి, మీలో నుంచి కమిటెడ్ యంగ్ లీడర్షిప్ కావాలి. ఎంతసేపు అందరూ చెప్తారు దేశంలో చాలా యూత్ లీడర్షిప్ అండి అంటారు. యూత్ లీడర్షిప్ అంటే ఎవరు? వీళ్ళందరూ ఆ రాజకీయ నాయకుల పిల్లలు, వాళ్ళ పిల్లలు, వీళ్ళ పిల్లలే తప్ప ఇంకా మిగతా వాళ్ళు ఎవరు యూత్ కాదు. మీరందరూ యూత్ కాదు. వాళ్ళకి యూత్ ఎవరంటే వాళ్ళ పిల్లలు, వాళ్ళ పిల్లల పిల్లలు, వాళ్ళ మనవాళ్ళు, ఇవే తప్ప మిగతా వాళ్ళు ఎవరు యూత్ కాదు. అది మారాలి మన దేశంలో. అది మారాలి అంటే దానికి ముందడుగు నేను వేస్తున్నాను. ఈ రోజున నన్ను అందరూ అడుగుతున్నారు నువ్వు ఎందుకు పార్టీ ఎక్స్పాండ్ చేయవని. నాకు ఎక్స్పాండ్ చేయాలంటే నాకు కమిటెడ్ వ్యక్తులు కావాలి. నేను నీలాంటి వాళ్ళ కోసం వెయిట్ చేస్తున్నా, నీలాంటి వాళ్ళ కోసం. మాట కాదు, నిలబడు. ఇక్కడ కూర్చొని మాట్లాడటం కాదు, నిలబడు. ఈ రోజు నువ్వు అన్న మాటకి నిలబడి చూపించినాడు. అండ్ నేను పాలిటిక్స్కి వచ్చినప్పుడు నేను ఏదో 6 నెలలకో సంవత్సరంకో 2 సంవత్సరాలు కాదు, I said 25 years, 25 సంవత్సరాలు నేను నా కాలాన్ని, నా జీవితాన్ని నేను దేశం శ్రేయస్సు కోసం, ప్రజా శ్రేయస్సు కోసం నేను పని చేయడానికి నిర్ణయించుకున్నాక నేను రాజకీయాల్లోకి వచ్చాను. అందుకని నాకు ఎన్ని కష్టాలైనా నాకు చాలా సహనం ఉంది, చాలా ఓపిక ఉంది. దెబ్బలు తీసుకుంటాను. దెబ్బ కొట్టడం తెలుసు, దెబ్బ తీయడం కూడా తెలుసు. దెబ్బ ఎలా తీసుకుంటానో, కాకపోతే అది వ్యక్తిగతంగా లేదు నాకు ఎవరి మీద, వ్యక్తిగతంగా నిజంగా నాకు ఎవరి మీద కోపం ఉండదు. కాకపోతే ప్రజలకి మీరు ప్రామిస్ చేసి మీరు మాట పట్టించుకోకుండా వెళ్ళిపోతే మటుకు నాకు చాలా బాధ, చాలా కోపం, చాలా అసహనం ఉంటుంది. దానికోసం నేను ఎంత స్థాయికైనా పోరాటం చేయడానికి రెడీగా ఉంటాను. అలాగే మీకు ఆఖరి మాటగా సెలవు తీసుకుంటున్నాను. ఒకే ఒకసారి రాయప్రోలు సుబ్బారావు గారిది ఏ దేశం ఎగినా ఎందుకు కాలిడినా పొగడరాని తల్లి భూమి భారతను. మన దేశం గురించి చెప్పబోయే ముందు ఒక్కసారి మనం ఏదైతే మనకి హోస్ట్ దేశం ఉందో, ఏదైతే మనకు ఆతిథ్యం ఇచ్చిన దేశం ఉందో దాన్ని గౌరవించడం భారత సాంప్రదాయం. ఇందాక నేను చెప్పాను కదా, చిన్నప్పుడు నేను నేర్చుకుంది. ఫర్ మీ యాజ్ ఎ కిడ్, America was the country which gave light to the world through Thomas Alva Edison. That's the love and respect I have for America. I wish peace and strength, and God bless America. And this would be my last words for tonight. ఏ దేశం ఎగినా ఎందుకు కాలిడినా పొగడరాని తల్లి భూమి భారతిని అంటారు. ఏ తల్లి అయితే మనకి జన్మనిచ్చిందో, ఏ తల్లి అయితే మనకి ఈ రూపురేఖలు ఇచ్చిందో, ఆ తల్లికి మనం జైజేలు కొట్టకుండా ఎలా వెళ్ళిపోతాం. అందుకని ఒకసారి ఎలుగెత్తి భారత్ మాతాకి, భారత్ మాతాకి, భారత్ మాతాకి జై హింద్.
Thank you so much, Mr. Pawan Kalyan garu. That was such an inspiring speech. We still have a few things going on. Please settle down in your seats. He's still here. Please settle down. He's still here. He's still here. Please settle down. Thank you so much, Mr. Pawan Kalyan garu. That was such an inspirational speech. And as you said, rather than making our differences divide us more, we have to stay strong together as one nation, as one world, stay together as one human race. And thank you so much for being so inspirational today and making us all, trying to make us all be a part of politics of India, of our country. Thanks so much. And as he said, as he quoted Gandhi, and he said, Gandhiji said, an eye for an eye makes the whole world blind. We cannot fight violence with violence. We have to fight violence with love. And thanks so much for being so inspirational today. I'm making my pledge tonight to be a part of Jan Sena and to a part of our community in India. Thank you so much. And I hope each one of you too does pledge to be a part. We need leaders like him to rule India. We need people like him to be a part of our youth, to speak out for us. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. And now I would like to invite technologist and the former director of Deltech, Mr. Krishna Mangipuri, on the stage, please, to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is a very difficult situation. It's very difficult to follow something like Pawan Kalyan garu and all the energy that he has created here. It is indeed heartening to see you all here today supporting Pawan Kalyan garu. మీరందరూ ఇక్కడికి చాలా దూరదేశాల నుంచి, అంటే కొంతమంది ఇండియా నుంచి, తర్వాత నెవాడా, కనెటికట్, వర్జీనియా, న్యూజెర్సీ ఇలాంటి ప్రతి దూర స్టేట్స్ నుంచి ఆయన మీద ఉన్న మీ అభిమానం, మీ ప్రేమ కొద్దీ ఇక్కడికి వచ్చారు. ఆయన మాటలను విన్నారు. ఆయన మాటలు విని ఇక్కడ ఇవాళ ఏమిటంటే నేను చెప్పేది చాలామంది ఇన్స్పైర్ అయ్యారు. నేను ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి ఇప్పుడు మీకు చెప్పేది ఏమిటంటే ఆయన ఇన్స్పిరేషన్ నిన్నను తర్వాత ఈవేళ ఆయన మాటలు వినిన తర్వాత హ్యాస్ రిజల్టెడ్ ఇన్ సమ్ కమిట్మెంట్స్. అండ్ టుడే ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు మేక్ సమ్ అనౌన్స్మెంట్స్ ఆఫ్ వాట్ పవన్ కళ్యాణ్ గారు హ్యాస్ బ్రాట్ in just this brief visit. I have been involved with an organization called Akshay Patra, and this provides midday meals for more than 1.3 million students in India every day. It is in this context that I met someone who has since become a great friend of mine, Mr. Rajesh Kamireddy, and that has resulted in networking and bringing all of you together here today. Rajesh and I were able to establish an Akshay Patra kitchen in Kakinada, which now serves 16,000 meals every single day to deserving children. Today, I'm glad to announce that we are working on 3 additional kitchens in Andhra Pradesh. These are the people that were inspired by Pawan Kalyan garu's challenge. Gopal from APTA team, are you there? Can you come on the stage now?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of APTA, we inspired and support Pawan Kalyan in any aspect. Whatever he do in India, we support service, whatever he want to. We give the service, whatever he want to. We will provide the leaders if he want to. ఈ సందర్భంగా ఒక చిన్నది చెప్పాలనుకుంటున్నాను మీకోసమే. పవన్ కళ్యాణ్ స్పెషల్ స్టేటస్ ఏమో దూరం దయలేని నాయకులు అయోమయంలో జనం అసలే చిల్లిగవ్వలేదు, కానీ దమ్మున్న జనసేన అని మన దగ్గర ఉన్నాడు. సో పవన్ కళ్యాణ్ గారి కోసం అనంతపూర్ జిల్లాలో చేపట్టబోయే మిడ్ డే కిచెన్ పథకానికి ఆప్తా తరపు నుంచి మా సంపూర్ణ సహకారం ఉంటుంది. ఎన్ని మిడ్ డే కిచెన్ సెంటర్స్ నెలకొల్పుతారో అన్నిటికీ ఆప్తా తరపున వీళ్ళందరి సమక్షంలో మరొకసారి మేము మాటిస్తున్నాం. ఇచ్చిన మాట మీద నిలబడతాం. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Thank you very much. Can we hear a big round of applause for Gopal Garu and APTA for taking up this huge mammoth mission for building a kitchen to serve thousands of children in Anantapur. Applause, please. In another development, I'm not done yet. Even as we speak, 5 young women from this area are traveling in India. This trip was sponsored and funded by another one of my favorite organizations, the Rotary Club. They are on a trip as cultural ambassadors and as business entrepreneurs, seeking to establish mutually beneficial business and cultural relationships. Among them, there is Claudine, the leader who is passionate about establishing school-to-school relationship to foster peace. Allison, a journalist from Manchester, New Hampshire. Nina, an educator from NEC College in New Hampshire. Suzanne, an entrepreneur and an ex-graduate from Revere University. And Sarah, a town planner who works for Mayor Jim Donches. Thank you for supporting her trip. Today, I would like to affirm that this is only the first of many such cultural and business exchanges, and there will be more shortly. Next, Rajesh, this is something close to your heart. We wanted to start innovation labs, and we have commitment today during this trip because they were inspired by Pawan Kalyan Garu to start an innovation lab in Vizag and at JNTU in Kakinada. Thank you. And finally, there is also going to be a sandbox in Anantapur as part of this effort. Next, this is something of a bit of a surprise, so I will talk to Mr. Sarath Garu, the producer Sarath Garu. So I will call him on the stage. Is he around? He is not. But here's what he said. Today, as we were talking to one of the producers here, Matt, this morning, he made a commitment to come back and scout New Hampshire for the next movie that they are going to shoot. Can we give it up for Mr. Sharath and Pawan Kalyan Garu for this particular thing? Now, speaking of Pawan Kalyan Garu, I sincerely support him on this journey that he has embarked. I would like to wish him success in this journey, seeking Loka Kalyanam, prosperity for the world. So Pawan Kalyan Garu, as part of your name, you have this notion of Kalyanam, which is prosperity. So we are looking to you, we will support you, and we'll be there every step of the way in your journey. I wish you all luck, and thank you, sir, for coming to New Hampshire and to Nashua. And finally, this could not have been a success if all you folks did not show that love and affection for him and take on this journey to come here and visit him. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mangipur. Now I would like to invite Mr. Venkat to talk about Venkat Sudagaru to talk about Mr. Pawan Kalyan's sir's adoption of Rayalaseema and also to present the checks. Pradyum, his son, will be presenting the check to Mr. Pawan Kalyan Garu. Venkat Garu, please.
Thank you very much. First of all, Mr. Kalyan Garu, thank you very much for your valuable time today. Really, we didn't expect that you spend that much of time in giving speech. Thank you very, very much. And at the same time, thank you very much for all the dignitaries here spending your valuable time here. Next thing, Pawan Kalyan sir is to the people and for the people and by the people. That's why we call him as Janasenani. Janasenani is nothing but a chief of commander for common people. So I'm really inspired with his speech today, and I would like to start even my charity work. First, I would like to start with my native place, which is Ramchandrapuram from East Godavari, Andhra Pradesh. So I wanted to start the one which is completely avoidable blindness. That is just my first step. I'll work with Kalyan sir team from the Janasena party. Then we'll look forward to extend to entire Andhra Pradesh, Telangana. Again, Kalyan sir is not belong to any place, any religion, or any community, or anything. Like, he belongs to everyone. That's what I would like to tell. And again, actually, my kids, actually, every day we talk about Kalyan sir, charities and everything. Actually, they got some money from their piggy bank, and they wanted to donate some money as a first initiative for this one. Mr. Prajum, can you please come to the dais? This is the first donation from Mr. Prajum for the charity work. Prajum. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Venkat Sudha Garu, and thank you so much, Pawan Kalyan Garu. I would now like to invite Professor Sabisetti from Harvard Medical School to give a speech on Uddanam, and also Mr. Kumar. Professor Sabisetti and Mr. Kumar, please come. Thank you, sir.
Namaskaram.
Hi. Thank you for having me in the dais, and my respects to Mr. Pawan Kalyan and dignitaries on the dais. So I'm a faculty at Harvard, and I came from renal division, and I'm totally moved by the Uddanam nephropathy. As Mr. Pawan Kalyan sir has said, if you don't solve a problem at the earlier stages, it becomes a big crisis. That is exactly what has been happening at the Uddanam, where in the past decade, at least 10,000 people have died with chronic kidney disease. So with this thing in mind, we formed a team at Harvard Medical School to solve this problem, and we will be working with Janasena Party and also with the Sankuratri Foundation to solve this crisis. And thank you very much for calling me on the dais. Thank you.
So, this is Kumar Kottapalli. I am from Cornell University, Ivy League School. Namaskaram, Pawan Kalyan garu and all the dignitaries. Uddanam nephropathy meeda 2001 నుంచి నేను డాక్టర్ దుర్గారావు అని మా ఫ్రెండ్ అండి వర్క్ చేస్తున్నాము, అంటే డిస్కస్ కూడా చేస్తున్నాము. బట్ దట్ ప్రాబ్లమ్ గాట్ హై ఇంపిటస్ ఆఫ్టర్ పవన్ కళ్యాణ్ గారు విజిటెడ్ ద ఉద్దానం రీజన్ ఇన్ జనవరి. సో ఆ ఉద్దానం రీజన్లో 120 విలేజెస్ ఆర్ ఎఫెక్టెడ్ బై కిడ్నీ డిజీజెస్ అండి. సో దాన్ని సాల్వ్ చేస్తానికి డాక్టర్ ఆకుల గారు, రవి ఆకుల గారు, నేను, డాక్టర్ దుర్గారావు గారు, కిరణ్ కుమార్, సందీప్ గారు ఫ్రమ్ జనసేన పార్టీ అండి, అలాగే కృష్ణమూర్తి గారు, చాలామంది డాక్టర్స్, నెఫ్రాలజిస్ట్ అందరూ వర్క్ చేస్తున్నామండి. సో పవన్ కళ్యాణ్ గారు ఒక 15 డేస్లో ఒక ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఇవ్వమన్నారు. దుర్గారావు గారు, నేను, తర్వాత అందరు డాక్టర్స్ వర్క్ చేసి ఈ ప్రపోజల్ ఒకటి తీసుకొచ్చామండి. దట్ వీ వాంట్ టు హ్యాండ్ ఇట్ ఓవర్ టు పవన్ కళ్యాణ్ గారు.
A big round of applause, please. Thanks so much, Mr. Pawan Kalyan Garu. It's been a great pleasure having you here. And everybody, please stay calm. It's for your own safety. So, calm agundandi. I hope you all enjoyed the event, and I hope he's inspired you to be a part of the society, to play a part as a humanitarian. So, thanks so much, Pawan Kalyan Garu. A great round of applause, and thanks to all of you for being such lovely audience. Love you all. Thanks so much. Good night.